Hi, my name is Kylan Mckee with Bistro on Spruce. Today I'm going to be making a few dishes today using Uncle Dan's seasoning. One dish I have for you is a whiskey marinated ribeye. I'm going to be serving that over a grilled Chipotle polenta and topping it with a Zesty ranch corn succotash. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my polenta. The polenta you're going to have to let chill for a little bit. So you want to get that going, get it cooked, get it panned up, and start chilling it. Put it in your refrigerator, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start out with about 3 cups of liquid to 1 cup of polenta is usually my ratio where I go. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to start your water. You could add your seasoning into the water before you go with the polenta. It's going to be a Chipotle ranch polenta. I'm going to be using about 3/4 of a packet. Now you could add the polenta in before it comes to a boil. I'm going to be doing about a cup here. Polenta cooks really fast, so you just want to whisk it in. Once it starts coming to a boil, you're going to see it start to thicken up. You could add more liquid or more polenta as you go to get the texture. This will take, as soon as it comes to a boil, it'll take about 5 minutes to cook. Just make sure it's all the way done. If you pull it off a little too early, it'll be really gritty when you chew on it, so you have to cook it through before you cool it, and then you're gonna cook it again. So I'm gonna pull it from heat. And once we're to this point, we're just gonna dump it into our pans. You could use a sheet pan, or you can use a baking dish, anything you want, depending on how thick you want it. Get it about 1 inch thick. When I cut it out, it'll have lots of texture and be easy to work with. And then we'll just sit these in the refrigerator to cool while we start working on our steak. What I'm going to be doing is a whiskey marinade, which is a very simple marinade. Oil, whiskey, whatever you prefer. I got some scotch here and creamy ranch dressing. I'd say I've got about 3 shots scotch whiskey. Let's pour that into the bowl. Probably about 2 tablespoons of the creamy ranch. Then you're just going to go ahead and whisk in some oil. And I probably added about 1.5 cups of oil to that. And there's your marinade. You're just gonna go ahead and go right over the top of your steak. Go ahead and drizzle right over the top. Try to get it completely submerged if possible. Right here, we don't have it completely submerged. We're about 3/4 submerged. So what I'll go ahead and do is just try to push it down in there. You want the steak completely submerged in that marinade. Cover your steaks up, wrap them up airtight. Set them away in the refrigerator until you're ready to grill. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is make the Zesty ranch succotash. This is gonna go over the top of the steak. All right, so just add a little bit of oil to your pan. Olive oil is what I'm using right now. And we're gonna bloom all of our ingredients. When you bloom, you wanna wait for your pan to get hot. Add your ingredients in it, and that's called a bloom. You're gonna bring out all the flavors of those ingredients and then work them in together. You could also sweat. What I mean by sweat is put all the ingredients into a pan and bring it up to heat and saute them all together. Today we're blooming. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the jalapeños. I got about 2 tablespoons of jalapeños. I'm gonna add in about 1 cup chopped red onion, 1 cup chopped red pepper. Then we got about 1 cup of corn and about 1 cup of lima beans. Just go ahead and throw those in there. And then we're gonna add Uncle Dan's the Zesty ranch. For this much succotash, probably add about 2 tablespoons of the seasoning. And you can just give that a good saute. Probably saute it about 10 minutes or so until the onions start becoming somewhat translucent. So now that our polenta is all chilled, set, and solidified, we're ready to cut it. I'm gonna just cut these in little triangles. Depending on what kind of dish you're using, if you put it in a casserole dish, you can cut it into little squares and then into triangles. Since I'm using a round dish, I'm just gonna cut it straight into triangles. We are just gonna throw it straight onto the grill. All right, so we're gonna go out to the grill with these. We'll bring our steaks along with us as well, our marinated steaks. So we'll go ahead and throw our polenta cakes on there first. Just throw them right onto the grill. All right, so now we got our polenta cakes going. We're gonna give them a couple minutes before we throw on our steaks. All right, so our polenta cakes are going. They're rolling pretty good right now. We'll go ahead and throw on our steaks. Now, whenever you're working with whiskey marinated steak or any kind of alcohol marinated steak, just be warned that they're gonna catch on fire. Alcohol is very flammable, so keep yourself some water, squirt bottle, squeeze bottle of water nearby for when it does start going up in flames. You just go ahead and give it a little spray off. Try to get them nice and dried off as much as you can. Depending on the temp that you want to eat your steak at, I'm going to go for medium to mid-rare on these ones. Just go ahead and grill them off. Make sure you watch that flame on them. If they start catching on a little bit of fire, you can go ahead and just squirt them down a little bit. I'm going to grill these with the lid up. I don't want to cook them too fast. Ready to flip on these. You'll see them start going up pretty quick like that. It's the booze that makes it catch on fire. You just want to watch them, babysit them really well. Yeah, you want to rotate the steaks as much as possible. Just let it do its thing, you know, work it back and forth. And kind of look at it like a rotisserie, you know. The grill's not screaming hot. It'll stick to it pretty good. You could always oil the grill or oil the polenta before you set it down. Once you start getting the good grill marks on there and it's nice and heated through, just go ahead and transfer it to another dish. Use a spatula, it's going to be a lot easier to work with. Yep, we're just pulling them off the grill. They're all ready to go. I like to just kind of use the polenta as a little bed. A lot of that steak juice is going to soak into the polenta and it's just delicious. And put your steak right over the polenta, and then you're going to take your hot succotash, go ahead and just kind of smother it on there. And there you have it.
Well, we're here for our third course today, and Chef, looks like we got a little red meat on the plate.
Yes, we do. We have some whiskey marinated New York, served over a Chipotle ranch grilled polenta cake, topped with a Zesty ranch succotash.
Nice. Nice. Succotash was really nice. The tenderness of the meat was really good. That's probably too good. Like that. Yeah, that's good. Really nice. You got some olive oil in the marinade? Can I take it?
We got some olive oil in the marinade. And like I said, the olive oil and the whiskey in the marinade will catch them on fire on the grill. So you gotta watch that while you're grilling them.
So keep it turning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once that oil gets off of there, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so what made you come up? I mean, steak with succotash. That's not something I've seen on a menu for probably a long, long time, unless I'm like in an Irish restaurant or something along that line. But what was your inspiration for the succotash?
Well, when I was creating the theme, you know, I was thinking we're starting to get into summertime, and I'm already at my barbecue grill all the time, you know. And so I was thinking barbecue or potluck style for the theme. And first thing that pops into my head when I think of barbecue is Southern cooking, you know, and with summer ingredients, corn. We got the corn succotash, you know, we got the polenta going on there, the grilled polenta, all that fun stuff, you know. Trying to keep it with a little Southern flair. Right. Get a little bit of that zestiness into it.
Nice. Well, I think you did a really good job. Again, the polenta I think is perfect. Just really good. The succotash got a really good flavor. Good flavor profiles with the Uncle Dan's. Did you use the Uncle Dan's in the polenta at all? Or?
Yes, I did. I did the Chipotle ranch. All I did was make polenta, just classic polenta, water and polenta. You could use a little chicken stock in there if you wanted to. Add a little cream in there to make it a little creamier. But I just kept it basic, just to kind of basically show you how to make these polenta cakes, and just threw a little bit of the Chipotle ranch in there.
Well, what's more summer than corn and beef, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Great job, Chef.
Thank you
again. A good one. Enjoy.
We shared laboratory foods. And I asked the owner. This is wonderful. I think the steak's got a nice aftertaste, which I think is the marinade. It's very good. love it.
Yeah, that is something you really can taste, is the aftertaste on the steak. It's good.
I can't talk, I'm eating.
I've been told not to say a bad word about any of these products. Since it's something I started 48 years ago. This is very good, very tasty, and someone said earlier, great aftertaste with the steak. And I love that succotash. And I'm one that likes those beans. Yep, the lima beans, they're very good.
I will echo Uncle Dan. The steak is wonderful, but I'm with him. I'm with him on the succotash. You don't see succotash too
Right.
long. This is wonderful, but the steak does have a terrific flavor. So far, so good. It's been wonderful.